Welcome to the Business Boys Talkin' Business Virtual Power Lunch. Please welcome your hosts, Tyler Price and Brian Magleby.
Hey, I'm solo again. Brian's dealing with the aftermath of COVID. I don't know if you wanted me sharing that or not. I don't care. I'm sharing it anyway. But wishing Brian a quick recovery so we get him back here next week, because he's the one that keeps this thing organized and running a little tighter than when I'm in charge. But hey, last week we talked with Kevin Green from the Chuckers, the Idaho Falls Chuckers, and now the Idaho Falls Spud Kings. So grateful that Kevin was here to share his insight into the history of baseball in Idaho Falls and Eastern Idaho, and now the new venture of hockey in Eastern Idaho. Who knew? It's coming. It's gonna be big. But we want to thank our sponsors who make this thing happen every single week. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to come here and talk with business owners and people within our community. BBSI has been with us from the beginning. If you have any sort of payroll needs, staffing needs, second set of eyes on your business, exit strategies, I mean, they have a lot of trainings. BBSI is an amazing company in our local market, full of great people that are very sound in their advice and in the things that they serve their clients with. Of course, SBDC, the Small Business Development Center. If you're starting a business, if you're in business looking to take your business to the next level, the Small Business Development Center has a lot of great classes and opportunities to help businesses in our area. The Innovation Center that Brian runs, and Brian's also involved with the Small Business Development Center. He usually has space, or sometimes has space, but it's an incubator where rents tend to be a little lower. You do get coaching with Brian, and the companies that leave the Innovation Center, because there is a time frame at which they have to leave, but they have a 95% success rate, which is just phenomenal. I think that goes to what Brian stands for and the types of businesses that he has there at the Innovation Center. Volpine Marketing, Ryan Jose. If you have marketing needs, I highly recommend visiting with Ryan, whether it's SEO or just helping with local and national marketing. Ryan Jose and his team are very talented at what they do at Volpine Marketing. And then if you have video needs, video editing, video shooting, if you're traveling to Greece and you need a guy to shoot it, Tyson is your guy. He is the one producing this show here today, and super grateful for Tyson allowing us into his office and invading his space. So with that, that's all the upfront pleasantries, and I'm excited. I've known our guest today, Doug Swanson, for a little bit, because I've been involved in coaching football at the grid kid and high school level, and Doug's has a big hand in our area in making sure that those programs run smoothly. And we're going to start by sharing a video, and then we're going to have Doug Swanson on. We're going to talk about the business ventures he's in and how things are going.
Hey guys, Swanee here, Kelly Canyon, Bill's Bike and Snow, and today Half Cab Grill. So, man, it's beautiful up here in the canyon. I was just up at the Super D race. Ton of mountain bikers up there with Snake River Mountain Bike Club putting on a great event. So you just go up to stay left at the Y, and you're 3.5 miles. You can watch a great mountain bike event. Grill is open today. Half Cab Grill is open 12 to 9 today. And tomorrow 10 to 4 for an amazing Father's Day brunch. So come up and see us, eat some good food, take a look at beautiful scenery. It's so green up here. We've had a lot of rainfall. It is just beautiful. So don't forget Half Cab Grill. Get out, eat some good food. Huckleberry tri-tip, whether it's nachos, sandwich, burgers are unbelievable. The Hawaiian burger is great. If you're just looking for a sweet or an adult beverage, we have all the options.
Wow, was that shot today? Because that's the same outfit, or do you just wear the same outfit?
No, that was Sunday, maybe?
Yeah.
Saturday.
All right.
Saturday.
You've just been running, no time to change clothes. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So Kelly Canyon's a new thing that you're helping with the marketing and things with. Or
Yeah.
tell us about what's new up at Kelly Canyon other than the Half Cab Grill. Well, and tell us about the Half Cab, because when you're talking, I said, well, what do you guys do? And you started telling me the food. I was like, my mouth started watering just a little bit.
Oh man, the food is outstanding. So yeah, my partner, Mike and wife Sarah, bought. Last year was our first full solo year, full winter of
Yeah.
it, and all the new triple chair lift, and all the new magic carpet, modeled the lodge, bought all new rental gear for our customers coming up for rentals. We installed a new RFID ticketing system, so you can just reload your ticket and get on the lift. No standing in lines anymore.
I love that.
Right.
What this is 2022. Why do we ever stand in line? I don't get that.
No idea.
Yeah.
I would go out every day and yell at the people standing in the lines and be like, "Why are you standing in line?"
Yeah. No, so the Sam's Club has a pay and go thing, and I would rather shop at Sam's Club than any other place. So anyway, well, that's cool. So that's winter, so people can show up on the hill, charge their card, and go right to skiing on the mountain.
Yeah, just get right out of their car and get on the lift.
Yeah.
And same ticket all year, so they can reload it whenever they want.
Yeah.
And it's clean. It just means more time on the mountain and less time hassles.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Cool stuff.
Yeah.
Then what do you have going on fall, spring, and summer? Because now I guess we're into summer, kind of. Do you guys still have snow up there, though?
Snow is gone.
Okay.
We're building a mountain bike park now, which we're super excited. The new lift will have new bike carriers on it. Dean Lords, our general manager, is building the new bike trails up there, and it'll be unbelievable. So you'll be able to put your bike on the new lift and a new bike carrier and go up to the top of the mountain and ride down some fun, beautiful scenery. And we'll have from a beginner to a intermediate trail, so it'll be good for everybody.
Yeah. And then it sounds like you're doing some events up there, like competition-wise.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot going on up there, and that's one thing about the mountain that we would certainly like to encourage. I mean, with the restaurant and Tyler in Half Cab Grill, we have the ability to cater events. Like this weekend, Saturday is the Climb Cow Tag event at our lodge, and it is a huge fundraiser for trail maintenance and Forest Service trails that Climb does every year, and we're excited. We'll feed all those riders breakfast and dinner and have the award ceremony and lodge. It'll be nice.
Yeah. And so those riders are who? Are they local, or are they coming from all over?
All over. Yeah. There's dudes flying in from New Zealand to ride in that deal. Yeah, it's like
better give them lunch.
It's like a real deal.
Yeah.
It's cool. We expect to probably have somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 people in the parking lot because each rider will have family with them.
Yeah.
And it's excited. It'll be good.
Now you grew up in the area.
I did.
And went to which high school?
I went to Bonneville High School.
Bonneville High School. So what's Idaho Falls like from when you were a high school kid to today?
Oh man. I mean, it's obviously we have more schools.
Yeah.
I mean, it continues to grow. It's amazing to me growing up on that side of town to drive around now. I mean, there's pretty much every field that I rode a dirt bike in is full of houses. The town is grown business wise as well. And I'm excited about some of the growth it's seeing right now. The event center, you talked about Kevin Green, concerts and Snake River Landing. Obviously, I have a business down there. Those areas are new culture to our community.
Yeah. And so you grown up in the community, you obviously like it here, and you went from working for somebody else that you still like, right? We still like. Your last venture would have been with Teton Toyota, I believe.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Yeah. And then you decided, hey, I want to go out and be on my own. What was the decision in having that become reality?
Well, kind of a mix of luck and looking for a change. The car business was amazing. Mario Hernandez was an incredible mentor, hardest working guy I know.
Yeah.
I learned a ton from him. When I wanted to get out of the car business and look at some adventures, I had a couple things in my mind. And a former car guy called me that owned Bill's Bike Shop.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, I'm 71 and I'm starting to think about fishing more than working.
Yeah.
And I was, so the opportunity kind of came around, and it was the things I love: families, kids, the community. So after spending some time and learning the business, it was a fit.
Yeah. But you've had to really relearn. Brian says, does Doug expect prices on e-bikes to come down in the future? Brian is cheap, just so you know. It is always about price with this guy. No. Yeah. So the answer is no, Brian. It's going up. And if you come in his shop, he's charging you 25% more than anybody else. So. But e-bikes are cool, right?
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
I mean, I've been on a couple, and and you can go a lot further because you're not going to get as tired.
Sure. Yeah, it's probably from in the last 5 years, I went from selling 40 or 50 of them a year to now selling thousands of them a year.
Yeah.
So
but since you got involved with Bill's bike shop, that industry, if we look at what COVID did to that industry, maybe talk about this a little bit. But you get in, as you mentioned, you learn the business, you start working. But then you got smacked in the nose just like everybody else.
Yeah, it was interesting, because we kind of had a different model. I think that most bike shops looked at our model then and were like, hey, that's an ugly model. We had a warehouse with 1,000 bikes in it.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of money on inventory, and we did it in a sense where you pre-season order, you buy in the winter, you receive in the spring, and you pay for it in the summer. And it was a pretty slick plan. So when COVID hit and things blew up, people were looking for a way to still be active and couldn't leave their town to travel. Bicycle sales really blew up. But for us, that year was a great year because I had 1,000 bikes in warehouse.
Yeah.
People that were trying to get bikes during that time, it was probably really hard on them. But I haven't had a bike in that warehouse now for 2 years, and I certainly won't have any in there this year.
Because the manufacturers changed the game a little bit on you too. Whereas before they were like, all right, pre-sales, here you go, we're shipping you these bikes, but that requires a lot of inventory on their end. So what exactly did they do to you guys?
Well, I think all of the bike industry, I think COVID taught them a different way to operate their business. I think when you start looking at all the components that go on a bike, whether you're Shimano or SRAM or Fox or any of those guys that build the components that go on pretty much every bike out there, whether it's one at my shop or a different shop, those guys quickly learned how profitable it was to have less employees and sell everything they make and not have anything age and not pay extra payroll.
Right.
So I pretty much believe that what we are seeing in our industry will never go back to the way it was before.
Yeah. So now it's order, pay for it within 30 days versus pre-order it, get it, sell it, pay for it was kind of the model you were doing before.
Correct. Yeah. Cash flow is certainly a different challenge.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So you have to be a better business person at the end of it. Right?
Yeah. You have to work more hours.
Yeah. Work more hours. I don't like to hear that. But no, I think, we were in that mix too. And we got penalized a little bit and being forced to shut down even and things like that. And that,
I remember,
that you're still paying rent, and you're still paying payroll, in fact. And we got some help, which I was grateful for, but I'd still rather earn the money than be told I can't operate.
Right.
So
I remember during that time because I was, I was worried about the schools, and kids, and athletic programs, and I knew obviously COVID's a huge challenge. I don't want anybody to get it, and I get all that, but I also, couldn't imagine a livelihood or a kid's dream going away.
Yeah. So let's pivot away from your businesses for just a second and talk some Grid Kids so we don't forget to talk about it.
Okay.
So why do you do what you do for Little League football?
Oh, man.
Because I'm just going to preface, let me say, because you're going to get yelled at some point during the season.
Oh, yeah.
A few times, right?
Yeah. Today I got yelled at this morning. Yeah.
So why do what you do for knowing that, man, some parent's going to yell at me at some point or multiples, but anyway, so why?
Well, I don't want to get too crazy personal about my life or whatever, but I grew up here. I played Grid Kid here. My family was somewhat of a broken family. I would say the one thing I had with my dad was sports. Yeah. And as I grew up and went through some harder times as a youngster, when I had kids, to be able to share that time with my son was amazing.
Yeah.
And then I was at a time in my life where I felt like I could make difference. I could change some things to make it better for them. Now I just can't let go.
Yeah.
I see them now be dads and coaching. You know, some of them play college, some of them start businesses. But man, the relationships that I've got to be involved with are priceless.
Yeah. Well, and I know that you have a program maybe you like a little better than others, but you're fair to all the programs. I'm going to say that about you, because I know there was a kid that had gotten in some trouble in another program, and you asked me specifically about that kid, and he's kind of faced some tough challenges. So that, anyway, so just so you know, I appreciated that, because it was more than just the fact that you're running Grid Kid. It's about the kids, right?
Oh.
And you knew the kids that needed football more than football needed them.
For sure.
And that says a lot about you. Anyway.
Thank you.
So, well, and I love sports, and I love a lot of things, but it is when you watch a kid gain a little more self-confidence because of football, you visually see them change. So and that's exciting.
Yeah, a lot of the greatest game ever, I think. Things you learn, you'll take to business and as a dad, and a ton of stuff.
Yeah. So which one are you having the most fun with right now? You've got, now shifting away from Grid Kid. So thank you for doing that, because someone has to do it.
Right.
And I'll apologize for parents because someone's going to yell at you at some point.
No, that's
right?
good.
But so you have the All-American Sports, you've got Bill's Bike and Run, you've got, and Snow now.
Yeah.
You've got Kelly's Canyon you're involved with, and then you have Live Forward Performance. So which one's do you have one that you like more than others?
Oh, I don't know. That's hard for me. Like Kelly Canyon has been a blast.
Yeah.
It's been new. And again, I got to run the school program, which we had 2,000 students in. So it was super cool to work with all the schools in the valley and see the kids come up, take lessons and ski. Like I wouldn't trade that time for nothing. But all the amazing things we have going on at the canyon. So, now summer operations, mountain bike park. We'll have Razor rentals out of there starting this weekend. We have a new zip line being installed. We're working on some things here in town that I can't tell you a ton about, but possibly where we'll bring the mountain to town. So stay tuned on some cool stuff there.
It does have new venture listed here, but cool.
Yeah, so
can't
cool.
wait to hear about that. Yeah.
The restaurant has been fun too. A new thing that I've never done. Tyler is a great chef and a great crew there, and so that's been interesting for me to watch the families come in.
So the Huckleberry Tri-Tip, though, that sounds like that's been a good thing for you to be involved in.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. It's not good for an O-line guy, I'll tell you that. Yeah.
Well, no, when you start talking about Huckleberry Tri-Tip, I'm like, all right, I'm in. I'm going to go up and try the nachos and the Tri-Tip and whatever else. So.
Yeah, Goat Bites. He has these Goat Bites scones. You better get up there.
Yeah. I'm in. I'm going to be there. Right. So what, again, you make this shift from working with Teton Toyota, getting involved in businesses, getting smacked around during COVID, having to stand up for the rights for people. Again, you're setting yourself out there for people to yell at you a lot. And
Sure.
sometimes, that's what it takes, right?
Yeah.
So is there anything that you would have changed during, and not that I even want to talk about COVID anymore, but the way that COVID went, is there anything that you would have liked to have seen done differently? I mean, you kept the sport going, all that. I'd say you're a driving force in that. But through that, I guess even more, what were the lessons that you feel like you personally learned during?
Well, I certainly learned that relationships and employees and employee retention was monstrous, right? So I tried early to grasp the fact that I was going to do everything I could to incentivize and keep the existing employees that have been loyal to me, rather than trying to chase and offer signing bonuses or something for new employees. So I think for me, I learned the value of having a good team, somebody that knew that I was willing to clean the bathroom and stand next to them. I think I was fortunate. I felt fortunate that worked that way for me, because I didn't have a ton of staffing issues.
Yeah. No, and again, I think that speaks a lot about you, because I'll say we were blessed in that too. We didn't have a single person that decided to take more. They would have made more money on not working than they would have working.
Right.
but they chose to work, which I love my employee for that still to
too.
this day.
Me too.
So anyway, I loved your quote here that you shared. What was it? You remember? Make sure the team members know they are working with you, not for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We're better together.
Yeah. And I think that kind of speaks to what you were just saying. So,
Yeah.
well, I really appreciate you coming on here today. But before we wrap up and go into a training section that I want you to stay and help me with, is there anything else that you would like to talk about? Because we didn't even touch American sports at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, All American Sports is near and dear to me. It started in 1957.
Yeah.
I remember saving money this whole summer to buy my first pair of white cleats there that my dad thought was the stupidest thing ever. And so it has rich history in our community, same way. So yeah, I love that. I love seeing, helping with all the spirit wear and seeing the kids out, and nothing cooler than going to a big Friday night game and seeing the crowd, supporting their Knights or the Tigers, wearing gear, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you. You got cool businesses here in town, and I'm looking forward to hearing what the new venture is soon. So, with that, what we're going to talk about is Google reviews. That's the training topic that Brian has put together. And I'll say that now, and jump in at any point, when people are looking for a bike or where to go ride or apparel, whatever, they are looking at Google reviews. Yeah. And so what do you do to get Google reviews, first off?
Well, I mean, we certainly try to give the customer an experience that wows them. I mean, that's the first thing you do. If you do a tremendous job with the customer, most of the time they're going to ask you, like, how could I say thanks? And that's always great for my salesperson to do a great job, change the customer's life, sell them a bike, get them all the right gear, and get them started right, and have the customer go home and say, "Man, a bell was amazing."
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. So the first thing that it says here on the training is to increase brand trust. And so again, where I was going with that is people, before they're going to buy from you, they're going to go on and see what are people's experience, right?
For sure.
And so having that, and the nice thing about Google is they encourage us to ask our clients for reviews.
Right.
And I'll say I'm tied into a barber shop, and when the kids are on point, and sometimes they forget to do it, but at the end of the day, they should send every single client a link so the client can click on it and write a review about them.
Yeah. The Mountain, we have our you can just scan your code and
and write the review right there.
The review.
Yeah,
and sometimes that's it's actually great either way.
Yeah.
Like a bad review, you can take it for what it is.
I'll take it. And I'll say, and I think it's on here, but anytime we get a bad review, I go right underneath it and respond to it.
Me too.
And I don't always say what's in my head, but no, just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. But I do. I respond. I say, I'm sorry that was your experience. My name's Tyler Price. I'm the owner of this business. Here's my cell phone number. I would love to talk to you about what you've said here. Okay.
Sure.
And I have done that on a couple of occasions, more than one. Right. Less than 100, more than one.
Yeah.
I've had 0 people respond. So I'll say to you, negative reviewers, thank you, because it inspires me to be better. But let's still have a conversation, don't you think? I mean, I want to know, what can I do better for you? Right?
Yeah, I mean, if I have a return policy and it's what my policy is and it's trained in the store, and you don't like the policy, you write a bad review, gives me a chance as a owner to look at it and make sure I'm doing the right thing for my company and my employees. And, it is what it is.
Yeah. So another thing, number 2, it has listed as increased online exposure and local SEO. So as people are looking for things, the more active you are as a small business with Google, the more Google throws you in front of people that are looking for what you do. Feedback loop as number 3, respond to reviews is a must. So not only the negative ones,
all of them,
you got to respond to every single one. If you're not responding to your reviews, do it, because when you get a good one, you should be grateful for that. And I'll say by and large, you get great reviews. But my barbershop's a 4.8 rating.
Right.
But we have 100 and almost 200 reviews too.
Nice.
So pretty good, right? But yeah, when we get a good review, I'm like, hey, thank you so much. We'll see you in the shop soon, right? Because we want that engagement. Improve click-through rates to websites. Again, Google's all tied with everything. So there are places that don't put their website into their Google profile.
Right.
Do that because it allows them, and Google has all these analytics in terms of where people are finding you, what they're saying to find you, and where they've gone within, and maybe they found you from another person's website even. And you can get all this data from Google so that you know how to speak to your clients.
Yeah, Google Insights are huge for me. I mean, I can look at when they called, where they called from, and I can look at how many map searches there was, and it's it's part of everything that it's part of all our advertising strategies to at least evaluate our Google Insights.
Yeah, and it's some of the things they do, which I find really interesting, and I'll say businesses need to look at this, is they'll tell you when your peak times are, and sometimes you don't even know when your peak times are. But it's interesting. Sometimes restaurants will close when it's still a peak time, when it's still worth being open. Because I'll ask, how late is your restaurant open till?
We just extended it. So we started out open until 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
We quickly realized sunset, and we quickly got feedback from customers on Google saying, "Hey, I was coming down from four-wheeling and you were closed." And yeah, we specifically used that Google information.
Yeah.
To extend our hours, and we'll continue to adapt like that.
So this, anyway, two guys that we use that. I mean, I can't say it's the only thing that we use, but we are highly engaged. You can post pictures. You can post. Want to know what's the best is when your clients are posting pictures on your Google account. But anyway, people like to see that. Google likes to see that, and when that happens, then you get fed a little better by Google at the same time.
Correct.
Because they do. I mean, they know a lot, unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to look at it.
The ski hill during snow season, we'll get around 100,000 visitors through Google, and you'll obviously I can look and see how many of them typed in Kelly Canyon, and I can see how many of them were just searching a ski resort. Yeah. So it gives me an idea of how I'm doing, whether I'm doing a good job with the customers I already retain, or if I'm conquesting customers. It is a huge part of the business.
Yep. Well, again, we are going to give away something to Doug brought a $50 gift card to Bill's Bike and Run and Snow. Just so you know, we got to get the snow on here because you're selling skis and snowboards and the whole bit.
Renting, I have full service. We bought all new service equipment for the ski guys. So we're going to pride ourselves on fast turnarounds. We want you on your bike and on your skis. So if you need service, we're the place.
Yeah. So check them out. But if you want to win this gift card, you got to text Brian Magleby. What type of tri-tip can you get at the Half Cab restaurant up in Kelly's Canyon? So because I'm gonna go try it just because when you said it, I was like, wow, that sounds interesting.
It's good.
The Half Cab Grill up there. So you got adult beverages. It's still family friendly. The whole thing.
Absolutely.
Live music.
Yeah, we've had a band and scheduling more, and that'll be something in our future that we'll look at concert series and outdoor. We have a huge outdoor sitting area and fire pits. You just have to come out and check it out. A lot of new stuff.
Well, I hope to see you on the mountain when I'm eating my secret sandwich, which I'm not going to say because it's how to win this. So, all right. So text Brian that answer, and we'll get you that gift certificate. Again, thanks so much, Doug, for being here. Goes by Swanee usually, right?
I do.
Anyway, but Swanee's in the house today. I'm grateful for your time and grateful for your insight and grateful for the things you do here in Eastern Idaho because you make our quality of life better. So that's a good thing. So
back at you. Thanks for supporting local businesses.
Yeah. All right. Give them a thumbs up, Swanee, and we'll see you guys next week.
Hello, I'm Jeffrey Kirk. This past week, I was networking with some business owners, and someone asked, are Google reviews important? Well, let me start out with an interesting statistic that I read in a report by Forbes. It said 90% of consumers read online reviews before visiting a business. As you know, people are going online, and they're searching for providers who can solve their problems. Whether that means they're hungry for pizza, or they need a plumber to fix their leaking water heater, or they need exactly what you have to offer. How does Google know? which businesses it should feature. And by feature, I mean put in that part of the search results that is most prominent. Well, think about when you've done a search recently. There are often three parts of the search results. There are the ads, which most often appear at the top. There are 10 traditional organic search results, and there's the map section. Only 3 businesses show up in the map section. Appearing in this part of the search results is so powerful that I call it the money zone. To compete online, a business must appear in the money zone. Trust me, this is the best part of the search results for your business to appear in. You definitely want your business in the money zone. So when I talk about Google featuring businesses, it's this money zone section that I'm talking about. By being in the money zone, your search listing has a link to your website, it has your business phone number, it has your hours of operations, it even has directions to your location that someone can use their GPS and navigate there. And it contains up to 5 stars for your rating and shows how many Google reviews you've already obtained. Now, assuming your business is qualified to appear in the money zone, then you need a constant stream of high quality Google reviews to get your business showing up in that spot consistently. And this is important because another statistic says 84% of people trust online reviews as much as a personal reference. Can you imagine that? We all know that personal word-of-mouth references are the strongest type of referral. When someone you trust recommends a business, you believe them and you feel comfortable. And this report says 84% of people trust online reviews as much as a personal reference. Wow, that means Google is really your friend when they display those high-quality reviews. So I can explain the importance, and I can give you the statistics that prove that importance, but I think you can come to your own conclusion that I'm telling the truth with a very quick example. Let's take a look at a real search so you can see the power of reviews yourself. This is the question I want you to consider. Which of the 3 businesses appearing in the money zone that I'm about to show you wins? This is a screenshot of plumbers. Let me zoom in for you. What stands out about these? If you know nothing else about these businesses, which one are you most likely to call? Plumber number 1, 2, or 3? The first one, Best Price Plumbing, says they have the best price, but they do not have the best reviews. At the time of this screenshot, they only had 6 reviews and an average score of 3.3. They may be showing in the top position in the money zone, but that doesn't matter because anyone who sees this will look at all 3 spots. The entire grid is the money zone. In the second position, we see Schoenwalder Plumbing. They have a 4.7 rating with 112 reviews. And Quick Fix Plumbing has a 4.6 rating with 43 reviews. Now, Quick Fix Plumbing is doing pretty good, but Schoenwalder is strong. Schoenwalder has many more reviews and a slightly higher average. So if you said number 2, you made the same choice as most people. Yes, someone might pick one of the other 2 because of their name or location, but if you only have time to make one call, it would most likely be to Schoenwalder simply based on the power of their reviews. Are you following me? Does this make sense? So back to the question, why are Google reviews important? It's really pretty simple. In order to get new clients who are searching for your business online or what you do online, it's just not good enough to show up in the regular search results anymore. Your business must show up in the money zone and use reviews to differentiate your business from your competition. According to Bright Local, across every age group, those who read reviews are doing so far more regularly, with 1/3 of consumers searching for local businesses every single day. And even more consumers told us that they always read online reviews, including a huge 93% of consumers aged 35 to 54. Do you have prospects who fit into that 35 to 54 age demographic? What about the younger generation that's even more connected online? If so, can you now see how important it is to get Google reviews? I hope you found this helpful. If so, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you need help getting your business qualified to show up in the map section, or you would like to learn a simple way to get consistent 4 and 5-star reviews, then join me on my next free webinar by going to upatdawn.biz/webinar or click the link below. When you join me on this webinar, you're also going to see the 3 easy steps to get prospects calling without having to spend any money on search engine optimization. I hope to see you there.